Hello, this is Krista Woodard from the Osceola Public Library with our virtual Science Saturday, and we have a guest today. Who's my guest?
I am her grandson, and my name is Garry. I'm coming here because we're doing it Thanksgiving and Christmas. We did Christmas and Thanksgiving yesterday.
All right, yes, we did Christmas here a little bit early, so I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving, that you had a good meal and at least spent some time with family or loved ones or just whoever that you care about.
Yeah, we are each wearing a pair of one of the gloves. So,
okay, and what's
because this water is very
this one's hot.
Very.
Well, okay, what's our experiment going to be about? Remember, what's the word?
Density.
Density. We've been doing density this month, and we have learned the last one that we did. We learned about how salt changed the density of water, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and this one we're just going to use water, and yet we're still going to see some change in density. So we'll talk about how that works. So what you're going to need for this one is I have 2 jars, clear that you can see through again, and small is good. Some hot water, which we use some water from my Keurig, and some cold water that we're going to get from the refrigerator, and some food coloring. Okay,
we're using red and blue.
Yes, we're going to use red and blue in ours. So we're going to move our camera down just a little bit so you can see what we're doing here.
Let's do it a little lower, Grandma.
Okay, well, okay, that'll be good. I don't think it'll go lower, honey. Perfect. See, they can see the jars there, and I can move it back just a little bit. Okay. What color do you want to put in the hot one?
Blue.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and put a couple drops in the blue.
Put 3 in.
There we go.
Now we need to mix it in, right?
We do need to mix it. Do you know where the butter knives are?
Here?
No. There you go. Right there. Oh, and I forgot one thing. You also need kind of a skinnier piece of cardboard, but sturdy enough that it will hold the water in one of the containers. So you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so mix it up gently. And the thing with the water is you want to put hot water in one jar and cold in the other, and you want the level to be pretty much up to the top. You don't want a big gap. Okay, I think that one's good. Now I'm going to pour some cold water in our other jar.
Hey, if you put food coloring in water, can you still drink it?
Yes, you can. See, okay, you want to go ahead and put a couple drops of red in that one for me, Garry?
Why can't we just do blue and go?
Because then you won't be able to see the different density. That's the key. Clearly, Garry has not seen this experiment yet, so he doesn't know quite yet what we're going to do. Okay. All right. There you go.
Before I start mixing it up, I'm going to give it a little minute to settle from moving.
Are you like watching that move around in there? That is kind of cool to watch the
yeah, and
water.
And I'm also letting this cool down from mixing in the hot. I think it's good now.
Okay. Let's mix her up. Ignore the phone.
Yeah. It might be from Colombia again.
Okay. Now, here is where we're going to put one jar on top of the other. So what do you think is going to happen? We're going to put let me think about this for a minute. The hot water is going to go on the top. Okay, the hot water, which we put is our blue. I'm going to put this over the jar and carefully flip it over so I don't lose all the water, and then set it on top. Okay, so, and that's why I have the glove on, because our jar, the water came out of the Keurig, so it is pretty hot. All right. Oh, yep, no, it is making a little bit of a mess. Okay, it's a little bit messy. So this is why we have a tray under ours. Okay, now Garry, if you want to carefully pull that out, you're doing just fine. There. Oh, look at that. Now you see what's happened?
It stayed.
Right, the blue stayed in the top and the red stayed in the bottom. Okay, and the reason for that is because, wait a minute here. You want to read the answer?
It's dense. It's denser.
Can you read? We're starting up here. The secret is the
The molecule in hot water moves faster than those in cold water. Hot water molecules bounce around and leave gaps. This makes hot water slightly less dense than cold water. So when you put the cold water on the bottom, the denser cold water stays there. But when you put the cold water on the top, heat molecules rise, so the colors mix right away.
wait. What? If I put the hot water on the bottom, then should the two mix together?
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay. This is kind of hard too, but oh, yeah, a little messy. But there you see it, right?
Yep, it turned
What
purple.
happened? There you go. As I say, what happens when you mix blue and oh, look at that. It is a little messy. Okay, there you have it. That is our fun water density experiment for the day. Thank you to my assistant, Gary. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend.
Yep, and Merry Christmas.
A little early. We'll see you next week.